Bonnie, here's a couple of the nominees. Keen for your reaction. Justin of Earlwood says, hands down, it's got to be Uncle Nick Politis. You meet him at the Crossroads. You sell your rugby league soul for a spot in the team full of rep players, brown paper bag, and a city forward. And the greatest trick he's ever pulled is when the salary cap auditor comes. Hello, Ian Schubert, back in the day. He convinces him he doesn't exist. I don't accept this salary cap business with the Roosters. I just think it's terrific list management. Isn't it?
Great businessman. Yep.
It's unbelievable. That's what it is. It is. They are the icon, and if they are not the benchmark of how you should be operating as a rugby league team, then you know what? Everyone needs to just stop whinging about the salary cap sombrero and just get on board.
It's nothing to do with sombrero. It's all to do with the Kilimanjaro speech.
Oh yes,
that's it.
Have you across the Robbo Kilimanjaro speech? Yeah. We're running that thematically.
Yeah. It's tomorrow's game day.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Don't spend too much energy about thinking going to the top. We get there as a team. ... He gave that speech 4 times in the trip to Townsville, when they assembled at the airport, when they arrived at Queensland Bank Country Stadium. And the great thing about Robbo is he does it. He's so confident. You know, he's talking about tomorrow being the game day, and they're up on a mountain in sub-zero temperatures.
No excuses on game day.
They're playing in a tropical zone the same day against the North Queensland Cowboys, but he doesn't change the words. It's just the effect. The players just immediately understand. He doesn't have to repurpose it.
It's like they're a sleeper cell, and this is their trigger.
By the way, did you hear that? This is why the Roosters are so good. It's the small stuff that they do sweat. So they had to get a nap in up there at Queensland Bank Country Stadium, or as you would like to refer to it, Dennis.
No, Townsville Stadium.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
And they provided them with inflatable lilos in a corporate area to have a nap. But the Roosters were encouraged to bring a pillow from home, which I thought was great. So you've got something familiar. And less well covered was they also brought an additional personal item, which we revealed last Friday. Luke Keary had Big Ted's his teddy bear. Tupanua had his blankie. And James Tedesco, of course, hates the dark, so he brought his nightlight. Which... And of course,
was it one of those little glow worms?
Yeah.
The worms with the head that illuminates.
And you saw how the Roosters were off their game in the first half, right? That was because they got disrupted sleep because they couldn't get darkness in there because Tedesco wouldn't turn his nightlight off. James, will you get that light off? We're trying to sleep.
I can't sleep with it off.
We mentioned, and I can't quite say this properly, but Arthur Trust Me Broadser, who said Jake Friend is the most evil enemy in rugby league because more Jesus Christ pose. Please nail him in the position at some point than anybody else. Maybe the arm waving is just fanning the flames of hell.
Oh,
no,
I don't think I've noticed that.
Oh, he is up. He is up the whole time. I think he's actually the angel. He's up all the time.
He's inherited it from two. I think you can follow a lineage that goes Tuvi, Farah, Friend.
Yeah.
The wings go up. The wings go up. I think he's got a tattoo of wings on the back, and he has his traps are so tight that it's actually his. You hear about resting bitch face. He's got such tight traps. They just pull up. And that's how when he gets home, when he's in the shower, he just walks around like this because it's so hard to pull him down.
Mary Jane Salir has nominated Gus Gould for being the niggliest niggle merchant hiding behind a somewhat aspirational speaker facade. You know, those Churchillian speeches. Now, listen, I happen to know Mary Jane Salir, and there's a word around Sydney basketball that she is one of the biggest back chatters to officials and
disrespectful?
So forth. Very disrespectful.
Goodness.
And I think it ill behooves her to be nominating such a great man as Gus Gould. Look to yourself, Mary Jane Salir, that's all I'm saying. Ian Jessup, this is talk about blast from the past. David Moffat when he was NRL CEO.
Wow,
Do you remember those days?
That's going back.
Wow.
When was that?
Well, Moffat was pre-Smith.
So he was the tweenie.
Was it Whittaker into Moffat? Might have been Whittaker into Moffat.
I don't even remember.
Yeah.
Oh, so this is from we've gone Come With Us and Gallop.
Yeah, no, sorry, it would have been...
It was pre-Gallop.
Moffat into Gallop. So I think it went Whittaker into Moffat, into Gallop, into Smith, into Greenberg.
Into Greenberg.
Into...
Who? Peter V'landys.
Well, no.
And Abdo has been...
Andrew Abdo.
Abdo's he's been on the media today. I saw a picture of him. He's doing a press conference.
Is he a CEO IW? CEO in waiting? I don't know.
He's an interim CEO.
No, he is the CEO, isn't he?
Acting
I thought he was
CEO?
acting CEO.
Is he still acting?
Or at least he's acting as a CEO.
Acting as in, actor, puppet.
John Roby said Jackson Hastings, and I said reasons please, gave me none. sloppy research, John. Richard Yabsley, and I can't read out the whole message because it doesn't stop. He's gone Politis and Arco for their perpetual pillaging of West Magpies. We're going back to the 70s. Bullfrog Moore for stealing that point off Wests on the 6th of July, 1975 due to the Lubinskas affair. Now, do you guys know this story? So, Mick, I believe this has to do, and please let us know if I'm getting this wrong, but I think Mick Lubinskas came on as a reserve inappropriately, and I think the game might have been drawn. And instead of being stripped of the 2 premierships points, they were stripped of 1. Mick Lubinskas now has a bit to do with West and so forth. When he first debuted for Western Suburbs, it was the days of Rex Mossop calling the action and Barry Ross was on the sideline. And Rex said, Barry, I see young Mick Lubinskas has come on for Western Suburbs. I believe he's of Italian origin. And Barry said, no, Rex, he's from Wollongong. Yabsley, who's clearly a Historius, and Darcy Lawler, of course, the cheating grand final from the 1963 grand final. I stand with you on that, and just Arthur Summons, wherever you are, you've been done a disservice. Jeff Boulos, West Tigers in general.
Wow.
His home team. As a lifelong West Tigers and Magpies fan, I believe the gates to all 9 of our home grounds should have the words of Dante's Inferno printed above as you walk in. Abandon hope. All you want to hear. It is so. You know, so bad that Mick Ennis taunted James Hoops on your show last weekend for the Tigers being in 9th again, and they were in 8th.
Yeah, I know. That's what I didn't want to speak up.
You should have.
Like, I'm probably wrong.
You should have.
Because I'd just done the ladder, and I thought, I swear to God, I think the Tigers are in 8th. But you know what? It's not going to be the hill I die on with Michael Ennis. Like, you just got to let him go.
This is particularly harsh off the back of his recent isolation. But perhaps a bit pertinent, Terry Bull, who we've mentioned before with his great artwork, has nominated Avon Tolman because of his soul-destroying 4th tackle hit-ups when you're 10 metres from the try line. Just stick forks in my eyes. And poor old Tolman coming out of trouble last weekend when he dropped the ball. That was really harsh against your Broncos, who are flying high, Vonnie. Is that right?
Putrid. The whole thing's putrid.
Yeah, well, it's a simple answer. And Seabold had the answer. Drop Corey Oates, because clearly what's going wrong with the Broncos is the wing. So let's drop Corey Oates.
No.
Oh, boy.
Russell White's gone the easiest path. Cameron Smith, don't recognise him without his whistle. And finally, Glenn Smith, probably no relation, who says the only one who could give the Prince of Darkness a nudge is Greg Hartley for his performance in the 1978 final series. And the Fibros and the Silvertails should be prescribed viewing for every HSC kiddie, I think. You know, just part of their English.
You know, that's what I watched during lockdown. The Fibros and the Silvertails.
How good.
I did, and I loved it again. It was amazing.
There's a beautiful story Johnny Gibbs tells of Hollywood Hartley the year after that, and they're playing, and there's a scrum, and Johnny Gibbs yells out to Hartley, whose feet is it? And Hartley goes, it's ours, mate.